Welcome once again. It's a beautiful day. Day of the Lord. Yes. Today we have a wonderful guest in the house. This is Africa's Talking Podcast in collaboration with Impact Masters Podcasts. Coming to you live and direct. I'm your host, Michael Kimani. If you want MK, if you have not subscribed, please press that subscribe button and ensure that you like, follow, and comment where necessary. With over a decade of experience in software development, Tom Kimani has worked with notable organizations such as ICPAK, Strathmore University, Clinton Foundation. He has also spent 5 years in the Fintech space with experience in the SACCO and microfinance sectors. Tom's exceptional skills in digitization have seen him successfully manage the digitization of over 100 lenders over the last decades. He is deeply passionate about the impact of AI in the lending space and constantly seeks ways to incorporate this technology to provide more innovative solutions. Tom, how are you? How are you, Tom?
I am very good.
Yeah, we started with some technical itch, but not to worry. We are back and we're good to go. It's good to host you, Tom. That's just what I see here on your profile. But, that's just that for the profile. So I would like to know who is Tom Kimani Moriranja.
So Tom Kimani is a passionate entrepreneur or tech entrepreneur who's passionate to digitize the lending space and the fintech space. Yes.
Nice. Where were you born, Tom? Take us all the way back. Where did it all start?
So my journey starts in somewhere in Naivasha. My dad used to work for a company called Kengen. So I was born and raised there. Then we moved to Embu, where the Seven Forks dams are. We spent a couple of years there. Then here I am. Then going to campus. Then the hustle began.
Kaka, you're making this story of you as Tom Kimani sound like Makonde's story. Born on Monday and by Sunday gone.
Like a mosquito.
No. Take it easy, man. Like, sometimes we tend to think that we've passed through life, whereas we have lived.
Yes.
So where did you go to school? Like, since, you're a young kid.
Yeah.
I don't know if you are those kids who used to touch their ears to go to nursery school, or you're the kindergarten kind of student. Yeah, how was it for you growing up? Like, take us through that journey. Take us in Tom Moriranja. If someone hears about this story, even your parents, they're like, oh my goodness, this was good life or this was not good life.
For me, I was fortunate enough to... So I started in a primary school called Mvuke. Mvuke was like the primary school inside the power stations or where I used to live.
Where is that?
Mvuke is in Naivasha, Olkaria.
Okay, Olkaria.
Olkaria, geothermal. If you have heard about geothermal. Yeah, so that's where we started. From there, we went to a school called Gilgil Hills.
At what class?
That was from Standard 1 to... so preschool, Standard 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. That was Mvuke Primary School.
That's Mvuke Primary School. I think in Standard 6 is when we went to boarding in a very wonderful school called Gilgil Hills Academy.
It's close to the geothermal plant, right?
No. Gilgil Hills is in Gilgil. Next, near Utomishi Academy.
Is that not close to Naivasha?
It is very close.
Okay.
50 kilometers. from
Okay, that's
Naivasha.
not so close.
So I was lucky enough that my dad used to believe in good education, and he used to put all his
I love that.
all his eggs into making sure that
You get the best.
you get the best education ever. Yeah, so I went to Gilgil Hills. We spent 2 years there. Then my dad was transferred to still Kenyan, but now Hydro. Then I went to a school called Weros Academy.
Where is it?
It's in Embu.
Embu. Okay. That is, what is that name of that plant?
Masinga.
Masinga Dam.
Masinga Dam. So we started in a. So when we left Naivasha, Seven Fork Dams is a couple of dams.
Okay.
So it starts with Masinga, Kamburu, Gitaro, Kindaruma, and then there's another one that is End of the Road. Have you heard about End of the Road? Yani unaenda paka barabara inaisha.
Where is that?
It's called Kiambere.
Kiambere is still close to Embu, or?
Yeah, it's close to Embu, but
No, I used to live.
it's actually in Machakos County.
Because also Embu is neighboring Kamba nation. Kitui, Machakos, Mwingi.
Yes. So huko ndio my dad went. So I went to a school called Weros. Finished my KCSE then.
KCP.
KCP, yes. KCP,
Class 8.
Class 8. Now, from there I went to Meru School.
Okay. What did you get to go to Meru School? Meru School is just another school.
Yeah,
it's a good school.
Apparently, I was picked. I was picked by, is it called JAB or what? I don't know.
For the high school, is not JAB. That is university.
Yeah, so
but you are invited there.
Yes, I was called to Meru School. I remember it was very worrying. Everyone asking, what is this Meru School?
What did you get in KCP?
I scored very good. I think I got 420 something.
Then of course it should be 420.
423.
Supposed to go to Alliance or something. Or guys passed really well that year.
But Meru School was not a bad school then.
Still is not a bad school.
Right now, actually, it's a national school.
Oh, it is?
Yes. It's
oh,
a national
wow.
school.
That's news to me. When were they upgraded?
I have no idea, but I know right now they are a national school.
Yeah.
So went there from 1 to Form 4. Typical student.
You are there during karaoke's time.
Exactly.
Yeah. And karaoke actually, for those who don't know, karaoke is one of those principles like Hayamba.
Yes.
For those who have listened to our previous podcast.
Yes.
There's some guys from Friends. Is it Friends what? Lugulu. Yes. Hayamba was from there. He went to Alliance.
Yes.
Now, for those who know karaoke, he left a huge mark at Alliance. Actually, before he came there, he was from Meru School.
Yes.
Yes. Just to, I think we should host him one of these fine days.
Definitely. I think he's actually done a podcast with one of these guys.
Wow.
And,
that's nice.
And it's a very interesting story because he went from Meru School to Alliance to Embu County.
Yeah. He went back to Embu County? Or
he was appointed as CEC.
CEC?
Yes.
Interesting.
Then from there, right now, there's a school called Merisho. You know Merisho?
No.
It's like an international school in Kajiado.
Oh, that's why now he's the principal.
That's why he's the principal.
But because I thought from Alliance he retired.
No. In fact, that's most people think. Yeah? But it was a very transformative leader.
I also saw some weird story about him, but when we talk with him, I'll ask him from Alliance.
Yes. You should host him.
Yes.
Yeah,
for sure.
So from high school is where I had a deep passion for computing. I remember all the way from 2. We had these interesting projects that we used to do, building just simple applications. So that's where my passion for computing started.
Using Visual?
It was Visual Basic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we took computer as a subject, but later on dropped it because we were told it had no impact in life.
Who say so?
Yeah, that was what we were told then. But from there, so when I cleared high school, I had one clear mission. I wanted to do computing. So in fact, my options are very clear. It was JQuat, Nairobi. So you're just playing with computing. So it was computer science, computer technology,
computer and mathematics.
Computer and you're just playing with those things.
Did you see BBIT?
No. I don't know where BBIT came from. But I think it's being served at Strathmore.
Actually, I think Strathmore are the ones who started
BBIT.
Made it really
something.
Yeah.
So from high school I went directly to University of Nairobi, and that's actually where I met.
So maybe I should you give the background story of us meeting? But when I met this guy, actually, I was almost leaving university and going to prepare to come to the university once more, because this dude actually he had prepared well. One of the things actually that we noted, he had two working stations. At home, he had a whole working station. Now that I think about working from home, that's when I think about you. Because he had a desktop, a very powerful desktop with a mechanical keyboard.
Yes.
I don't want to say gaming chair, but a nice chair.
Yes.
And also he had a laptop to come
to school.
Yeah,
and a very big computer. You remember those desktops that used to have?
They had a stomach.
Yes.
What is that thing called? Even they used to have
CTI. I don't know.
Yeah. See. See what? CRT.
CRT. Yes. Candor. Yes.
We have a telecommunication engineer in the house you are referring from.
Yes.
So, So, what made us visit this chief over here is because we are given this programming assignment, week 1, by Dr. Chepken. Now I think he's a professor or something.
Yeah.
And then we were figuring out how do we even go and do this assignment, because even a laptop itself, he didn't have. And then this chief is done with the assignment. You're like, how did you do the assignment? No, he said, I have a working station at home where I've set up my computer. For those who have gone to these universities, it's not really easy for you to configure the school university computer, right? And install anything that you want, unless the technician helps you install all that. And also, of course, you know how that process, how it goes. So when we visited this chief, we were like, man, maybe I'm in the wrong course. But however, we really fast-tracked the process, and by second year, second semester, when we were tested for the project, we were ready with our project. But please, it's your story to tell.
So
what made you prepare that much? Because you see, as someone who maybe, I don't know, with the CBC, if people will be called by job or something.
Yeah.
But there's someone who completes maybe their grade 7 now, that's their grades, or grade 9 or 10. I'm not sure where you join the university. Okay, after form the curriculum right now is a bit confusing.
Yeah.
But say you're joining the university and you want to do computer science.
Yeah.
Or maybe even you want to start programming from high school.
Yeah.
Because right now it's possible. So what is this thing that made you prepare really well, to an extent that you knew that I need a home working station where I configure everything, then a school laptop where maybe I take notes and copy the presentations and just be organized?
I think my passion for entrepreneurship started pretty early, because when I cleared Form 4, my dad used to own a bar. Yeah, so
in this dam,
dam,
because it's a bit remote.
Yes. So it's a remote place. So there was.
So
like
you guys
one
live
club.
like a barracks.
Yes, exactly. So that barracks is a social hall, and that social hall. So my dad took that.
Your dad must be a senior officer there. Must have been a senior officer. Is he retired now?
Yes, he's retired.
Okay.
So that's where I started. So I used to run that bar. And at that time, M-Pesa was starting. It was 2007, 2008. And then I saw this opportunity where to register anyone on M-Pesa, M-Pesa used to pay you, I think it was 150 or 200.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So there was a commission around it?
There was a commission around it. So I was like, hey, Dad, let's go and apply this thing quickly. Then I came there and started registering guys to M-Pesa.
Nice.
M-Pesa. Now you see now.
So that's how you made the money.
Yes. So that's where the money started from. So when I used to have savings of like 6K or 5K just by doing that. Then my dad tops up and you buy a machine.
But why would your dad buy your machine? Did you tell him like I want to do this?
Yeah.
When I joined the university.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we used to, as we were growing up, we used to be computer fanatics, computer gaming fanatics.
So you used also to, but you used to gaming.
Yeah. So FIFA, Hitman. There was a game called Hitman. I think I don't know if you've played it. It was a very interesting game.
I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah. And then so the passion for computing was there. Mm-hmm. So by the time we went to school to join first year, still doing very small, we call them silly but very effective jobs. I remember I used to register people to the NEC portal, students. Yeah?
Yes.
You know, my mom was a teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my mom was a teacher.
High school or primary or?
Primary school teacher.
Okay.
So there was a gap of people need to register to the NEC portal.
Yeah.
So it gives me a list of like 600 students. Then I'm there typing on Excel.
Were you charging them?
Yeah, there's no free lunch.
How much per student?
I can't remember. So anyway,
because I remember you told us you are when we were like getting to know each other.
Yes.
Oh, chiefs, me, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been doing entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So this is the time I'm hearing how that entrepreneurship actually worked.
So the passion for entrepreneurship was deep inside me.
Yeah.
And that's how we used to. So maybe you buy a monitor this time. Tomorrow you buy this chair, second-hand chair. And we used to rent an SQ somewhere in Jamhuri.
Yeah. This chief was living large. When people actually graduate nowadays, they start their life in Wanye or Kawangware or... This chief in the university was living in Jamhuri. Neighboring Sudanese, people dealing with dollars.
No, not really. Just hustling.
You can't believe you cannot be living in Jamhuri and you're hustling, man.
Yeah. But it is interesting that you talk about all these things and you don't look at yourself. Because you also a very inspiring guy. Because I remember you guys used to live somewhere there in Dagoretti corner.
Don't exaggerate it. Wanye. Those who know Wanye is just a number place. You can start life there. I actually moved to Jamhuri after I graduated. That's when I could afford to move to Jamhuri. But all what matters is you prepared early. For us, we came. What brought us to Nairobi is university, and we met people like Tom, who was well organized, and we got inspired. We also organized over time.
Correct. Yeah. So in campus we started a company. We were gaining skills. By the time we were in second year, I think we had learned a couple of skills.
Yes.
So we teamed up with a couple of guys, a couple of friends. All of them in entrepreneurship right now.
Yes. Doing really well.
Doing really well.
If you have seen some entrepreneurs who are from the University of Nairobi,
yes,
and they are doing really well, chances are we also worked with them.
So there was a guy called Alexander.
CEO at Solitech.
We started a company. We called it Solitech. I'm not SunSmart.
SunSmart,
Yeah, SunSmart Solutions. And at that time, we just learned how to build websites.
Yeah.
And I remember just getting the first website to do in second year. It was an e-commerce site.
Yeah.
For a madam who was running a gift shop.
Yeah.
And we did that work and we got paid.
Yeah.
And it was the first time now to touch serious money.
Yeah, so this is what happened.
Yeah.
So these chiefs, they saw us eat. When you're in the university, the public university, there are two in the kitchen. I don't know if it's in kitchen.
Yes.
There are two places where you can eat. So there's where the lecturers and the toms, where they eat. And it can cost you an arm and a leg by then. And there's where other people, like, MK and others, used to eat. So one of these fine days, myself and CTO at the FinPlus, Banta,
yes.
we happened to join Moriranja in the queue of the Actually, you guys never used to have a queue because people would pay and then you sit down and get served at the university level. So we get to join there and then you guys were curious, like, what changed? I don't know if you remember that story. And then we shared like, no, guys, we are doing some projects for some clients.
Yes.
And they're paying. And you are so fascinated by that, like you kept asking, are they really paying with Alex?
Yes.
Are they really paying? How are you set up? Do you have a business? Do you need to register and all that? Also for us, before we got paid, because we got this real big project, we had actually to register a business so that we can get paid.
It's Banter Mike.
Banter Mike. One of these fine days, I'll tell this story. And, for check to actually even be paid, you need all that.
Yes, you need a bank account.
Yes. At least we had PIN because of the help and whatnot.
Yes.
But for a company, we had not thought about it.
Yes.
So like if you do the work, you get paid.
Yes.
But there's some money that you don't just get paid. And then you guys were like, wow, actually we need to be, also building because you guys you had that head start on building stuff. And that's how actually you guys, I think, started the business. And when you got paid, actually, you were so excited.
Very excited.
Do you remember how much it was for that?
I think it was like 15,000. 20,000.
You guys were suffering.
20,000 in campus. It is serious, man. It's serious money. And, that's how the entrepreneurship journey began.
Yes.
And from there it was school. Then we got done with school.
But you're not telling people you used to get some good grades in school. In this school. Schools. How many schools have you said? Those are A's.
No.
He's a guy who used to go to consorts. Like, why? What did you do to... What's so special about this unit that you could be able to get a cut 25, 20? And,
but you see, the one thing you learn with university is you learn the disparities in people. Because there are people who don't read.
Like who? Are you trying to point fingers here?
No. There are people who don't read. They don't. They are never there. But when results come,
you don't see them in class. You only see them when the lecturer
even when in class is in backbench or ski. But when results come, you realize, what?
Mambo ni different.
Man. This guy is number one. So
there were no numbers in the university, but grades could tell you this guy is either landing second upper or first class.
But what was unfair is that unfairness of you are always in class.
Taking notes.
I remember even people borrowing my book, photocopying. When 2 days to the cut. Someone borrowing a book, photocopying, and so that's when you realize there's two distinctions in life. There are people who have to work, and there are people who are already talented. But in life, it's so balanced in such a way that these people who are that bright also lack some social capabilities.
Skills,
And you find a guy like you now can you know how to mobilize a lot of people towards a cause. So that's when gifts. Different gifts start to show up in different people. And I remember at some point I was a student leader.
Oh, by the way, you were?
Yeah, I was a student
leader. Which year was
I don't know.
Maybe I wasn't in school enough times to realize. You were school, which year? Second or that?
Not student leader, the politician and TC. I was just saying the class.
Representative. Representative. Yeah. I remember first year, second year. Now that one I remember. I thought maybe you ran for office.
No. That is political. You need political muscle. etc. For me, I think the passion was in making money and considering that we were Kikuyus. And I remember there was a program by BlackBerry.
I used to run that.
And you see now this guy
joined a few.
Started very far.
You joined for a few events and then you gave up.
No, we didn't give up. I've seen the pictures. No, there was BlackBerry, there was Google. Yeah, and so we used to attend all these client kind of events, and it was glad that that passion started very far.
Yeah, I mean, if you're listening out there and maybe in the university, it's always good to be involved in out here. Like at Africa's Talking, we do a couple of hackathons. Come and test your skills that you're learning in school. Interact with other developers. You'll find even software engineers in different companies coming for those hackathons. There is now more communities than ever. Then they actually could count how many communities are in the ecosystem because things were starting up then. That's when IAB was new.
Yes.
And I'm glad I played a key role in enabling most of those and helping start most of those. But nowadays, I'm proud to see so many even language-specific communities led by maybe second, third, fourth generation after we started. And I'm still actually like so strong about that because I've seen how an ecosystem can change over time. If actually people gather and start challenging each other, learning from each other, helping each other solve solutions, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon, and everyone if you know something I know and I know something you know, it doesn't mean that now you become irrelevant.
Correct.
And I know in school most of the time people learn to compete. It's not the best way.
Yes.
I wish CBC starts teaching collaboration.
Correct.
Because you see when people come together, a lot of things actually become much easier.
Yeah. And anyway, just to add a point, now sitting here in the business world, especially in the tech business world, you now start to appreciate the value of those communities.
Absolutely.
You now start to understand why big companies invest in these communities.
Yes.
Because that's where talent is fetched from.
The pipeline. You have to build the pipeline.
You have to build a talent pipeline. And that the only way you do that is by building communities.
Absolutely.
So never despise them. Attend all of them. That's where your talent is picked. Don't think people do hackathons just for the sake of wasting time. It's like that's when they build talent.
Yes. And I believe if you're in the university, you have a lot of free time.
Yes.
To be honest, you just like if you have done 844, what you just need to remember is what the slides say, not what the books say. For the book, you can go deep and understand actually the content. That's fine.
Yes.
But for you to really get first class, second class, upper, you just need to really understand what the lecturer is, trying to share.
Correct.
And remember it the way he shared it, because he's the one who will maybe mark your exam.
Yep.
And if he doesn't see what and how they share the concepts, then it doesn't relate with it. Yep. So the extra time you can actually go deeper and beyond that now go and test your skill in these communities, even try to present. Because you see something else maybe people who do engineering don't really understand clearly is that even if you build rockets, you need to present that rocket to people who don't understand what is rocket, right?
Exactly.
You need to package that and make it more palatable.
Yes.
People who, will use that rocket in a day-to-day.
Correct.
Yeah. Chances of you as an engineer using what you build day-to-day, a bit minimal.
And this misconception that just having a good product
it will sell itself. Unless you are Apple.
At the end of the day, even Apple puts a lot of emphasis on the market. So it's you have to work together with different teams. Team playing is such critical.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, so I continue with my story.
Yes. Please, it's still your story. It's not that you have diverted.
Yes.
So you do SunSmart with Alex. Were you a team of 2 or 4?
We were a team of 4. We were Arif. There was a guy called Arif, also still a co-founder at Solitech.
There was Motier.
Motier was not there. There was
Awil Osman from Somalia.
One
guy who is so resilient.
Yes.
I need to host him one of these fine days because that dude has graduated, went back to Somalia, tried to start an innovation ecosystem there.
Yes. But he's a very good guy.
Yes.
And so after school what happened for me, I think there was a friend of mine called Dugan. We had grown up with him a couple of years somewhere there, end of the road, Kiambere. guy. So when we finished school, he had done computer science and he was already on the working market.
JKUAT or the University of Nairobi?
JKUAT.
Okay.
So we used to talk. In fact, he used to live somewhere in Jamhuri. And what happened is, since he was already on the working space, and I was also learning in school.
Yeah.
So some jobs, you will get some jobs and then
forward them to you.
Outsource them to me.
Oh, outsource. Okay.
Okay, not outsource literally, but basically assign certain tasks to you.
And then you get paid.
And you get paid. You know, for him, it was like a side hustle thing for him. So by the time we were completing school, he was already so done with employment. Yeah. So I remember he moved to South B. And when he asked me what's your plan, I was like, I want to do business full time. Yeah. And so he told me about his dream also was to get into entrepreneurship. And then we started a product, and we call it Wira, Wira.io.
Wira in Kikuyu is job or
work. Yeah, it was a workflow management solution. And at that time, I think he had seen the opportunity in workflow automation.
Yeah.
And we started working on that particular product.
Yeah.
I remember now, after finishing school, I had to move even to South B. And this company thing started sometime in early 2013, 2012, end of 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
We started in a sitting room, in his sitting room.
Okay.
In his sitting room.
Yeah.
Because my sitting room was just an SQ. So we started our company called WorkPoint Limited. We were doing software consulting, and we also had a product called Wira.io.
Okay.
And we started pushing to the market. Strathmore University noticed us. They had organized a hackathon. And during that hackathon, it was like a 3-day hackathon.
Was it through iLab?
Yes, through iLab. And we went and pitched there, and we became number 2. And when we became number 2, that's when Strathmore told us, now we will give you a desk there, so you can operate from here.
Yeah. Remember, they still have that co-working or?
They do. I don't know.
Not as aggressive as before.
Yeah. I don't know why they're not aggressive with it. Yeah, and it's a very great opportunity for me. If you had such resources, you could do massive things.
Yes.
So we went to iLab. We were hosted there at iLab. And what happened is while there, we started getting outsourced also by Strathmore University. I think at some point, Strathmore offered us a job opportunity. We told them no.
To do what?
To be one of their engineers, yeah.
Oh, okay. As consulting engineers or something?
Yeah, not as employees.
Okay.
So we changed that term from consulting from permanent employees to consulting engineers.
Oh, okay.
And they used to give us a couple of jobs because they had access to the market.
Yeah.
And all they needed is people to execute these projects. And that's what taught us a lot. Yeah, that's what opened our doors. And it's great advice to tell, especially young guys who are graduating and thinking that all the knowledge they have, in terms of coding, that's all that is needed in the market. What Strathmore taught us was now industry experience. Yeah, because now you have to go to a client, you have to get their requirements, you have to communicate, you have to do project management.
Yeah.
These things that are never taught in any school. No course on all these things. These are life courses.
Yes.
You have to negotiate. You have to do quotations. etc.
Temperament.
Yeah, those kind of skills. And we stayed in Strathmore University from 2013 to 2015. And in 2015, now we moved to our own office as WorkPoint Limited, somewhere in Aberhill. Yes.
So Wira turned into WorkPoint Limited.
Wira was just a product of WorkPoint Limited. So the registered company name was WorkPoint Limited.
Oh, okay.
But we just named the product.
3 products.
Yeah, we had named the product Wira.io. Yeah.
So in this conversation with the clients is where you came up with the FlexiPay and IconServe as added.
Yes. So those were. So like FlexiPay was a project that we did for one of the clients called ISPAC. ISPAC is the certified body for accountants. So we digitized the entire member processes. So how people book events, how people pay subscription, etc. And part of it was included a payment mechanism. And that's why we decided to come with a payment gateway called FlexiPay. Yeah, and we did a lot of projects, between then.
Do you think now doing this project for clients and then realizing how impactful they are, you could actually use that knowledge to build a more robust and more well-encompassed solution for different companies as a consultant?
Yeah, the knowledge you get from working with companies is you get to see the problems. In fact, if you look at even the next product that we came up, called Presta, came from those
experiences,
from the needs of the customer. So you looking at a gap and realize, there's a gap there. So now you tap into that particular gap. But okay, one experience that we learned about projects is the cash or managing cash flow. One thing is no project goes as expected. So meaning that there will always be delays here and there. There will always be clients says, we'll pay you next week.
That was my next question. Like, did everyone pay on time and pay as agreed?
I'm telling you, running a startup, especially a tech startup. I don't know about other industries. Anyway, it's all industries generally.
Startup is a startup.
You realize that cash flow is king. People who have cash is king because you get a very good project, a very big project.
But they're not paying in time.
You deploy resources, you deploy coders and all these kind of people. Then you realize, okay, the client told you next week, but the CEO flew, went to where?
Maldives.
And it is end month.
And you have people to pay who doesn't know.
You have people to pay, you have everything. So and that's a big challenge in a lot of startups. Managing cash
flow.
And the banks don't look at you. I remember like one time I had this good LPO I'd been given, and there I was as a young entrepreneur going to a bank. The bank tells you, what do you own?
So they want a collateral.
What do you want? What do you want? Okay, fine. You want? I can see the LPO is very good. But what do you want?
What is the collateral?
What do you own? As in, what assets can...
I still have
if you don't own anything...
I still have my 2 kidneys intact.
So, and anyway, that is one of the key lessons that even necessitated us from doing a lot of projects to us building our own SAS solution. And that transition was one of the contributing factors was the fact that you didn't have consistent cash. You always on running. One project closes, you're looking for another one. One other closes, you're looking. But all in all, it was a very wonderful learning journey.
Because now if you're running a big company like Presta now, and even I think WorkPoint has grown to,
Yes.
Then it gives you some proper experience of actually managing cash flow, ensuring that you're growing.
Correct.
And ensuring that your customer is satisfied and they get their product on time. So what led to starting Presta?
So, during this experience of building software or doing different projects, we got a microfinance. Microfinance that was looking to go into the lending, digital lending, the mobile lending. It was around 2012, and I think Mshwari had started. Then there was a product called Mkoporaisi. Now the digital lending was now beginning. And now everyone also wanted to get into that space of digital lending. So one client came and told us, can you build us an app that can lend to people? And yes, we said yes. We did the work, delivered, hosted on Play Store. And
so they just wanted an Android app?
An Android app. Someone registers, it checks your score on CRB.
Yeah.
From that score, it allocates you a limit. And from that limit, you can borrow, sends you to M-Pesa, and reminds you to pay.
That's it.
That's the scope of work.
But implementing that is a different story.
Yeah, so we started the implementation, did the work, delivered to the client.
Yeah, but I'm curious, how easy was it to access CRB APIs?
So since this guy was already a microfinance,
okay, already.
So he had the networks.
Yeah. So for you, it's just like we need CRB APIs.
It was just an email away.
Very nice.
Just an email away.
Yeah.
So after delivering that project, I remember sitting in the office, myself and my co-founder Dugan, and asking ourselves, how many more microfinance want to get into this space? How many more circles want to get into this space?
Yeah.
And I think the experience even started with we have as a family, we have a welfare group, and we kept contributing money every month. We are just contributing as per family, maybe like 2 Gs. And that money is just sitting in idly in a
it doesn't grow, it doesn't do anything.
In a bank account. Yeah, even if it grows, it's
2%,
6% per year. And yet, when anyone needs an emergency, they run directly to M-Shwari or these other products. And that is actually the birth of Presta. This is 2017.
Very nice.
So we took that project and asked ourselves, how can we scale this business?
So what is Presta?
So when we wanted to, when we built this, when we found this idea, the point was to lend, kukopesha.
Yes.
And the first word we thought, let's call this thing kopesha. But we realized kopesha.
It doesn't sound interesting.
I remember in a traffic jam somewhere in Thika, when you unakuwa kwa jam. I googled what is lending in Spanish. Googled too. Then the word Presta came up.
Oh, nice.
Then I looked kwa network AG ama e-citizen. Is Presta registered? No one has registered.
You registered there and then?
There and then. So we registered Presta. So Presta is ideally to lend.
Okay.
Means
in
to
Spanish?
lend. In Spanish.
Okay.
And we registered Presta and went out to the market.
Yeah.
And to the market, ideally the first target market for us was chamas. We thought, how many chamas are there?
Yeah.
There's so many chamas.
Yeah.
So we don't even need to charge this thing. We'll just charge 20 bob. Just 20 shillings.
Yes.
And then all chamas will come running. Wait. The
Per transaction or?
Per transaction.
Okay.
Every time someone takes a loan, 20 shillings. 20 bob.
You didn't know what 20 bob means to you.
What 20 bob means to us. And anyway, we started humbly there.
But did they pay this 20 bob or it was a challenge?
They did.
Okay.
They did. But we were not as serious then. I remember, from these projects, we got some money here and there. So we decided, let's save the money, the savings that we have. Let's put together and build a version 1 of this thing, an MVP.
Yeah.
And the first chama to recruit was my family chama. Got there inside. And from there, we started now pushing.
You're the first person I hear your first customer was your family members. They trust you really well.
Okay, they're part of the family. There's different families. But with the family chama was operating anyway. It was not about the system. It was us coming together and
just digitizing the whole process.
Just digitizing the whole process. And so we started pushing to the market. I remember we attended the first chama conference in Mombasa.
This is 2018 or?
Yeah, 2018, late 2018. There was a chama conference organized by Bandari Sacco and still goes on to date.
Okay.
And we went to that chama.
Started recruiting more chamas.
More chamas. But so we realized a couple of things. Okay, one, and this is at some of the challenges of running a startup. Is okay. One, you are running on very limited resources.
Yes.
And on the other side, you still need to do marketing. You still need to do sales, recruiting. And recruiting is not cheap.
Yes.
So and that's when now you start asking yourself, how for me to push this thing, then I need to get some finances. So I need to get someone who can believe in this, whatever you are saying.
Yeah. And invest in it.
And invest in it.
Yeah.
And lucky enough, we had a couple of friends who are seeing what we are doing. You know, you just posting on LinkedIn. And the first friend decided I'll sponsor that marketing event for you guys. Yeah, so we went there, started recruiting, and we recruited a couple of chamas. But then we realized chamas also have one challenge, which is they are not structured. When they meet on Sunday, after that, there's no secretariat that runs that chama.
Okay.
So we decided, okay, we go a step higher. A step higher from chama, it's actually a SACCO.
Yeah.
Because now a SACCO is a chama now that has grown beyond now they have a couple of savings, now they have an office, and they are a bit more structured. And I think in 2019, our bank, and my bank, or basically our bank, NCBA, was running, I remember seeing an email, they're running an entrepreneur program with Strathmore University, and they were sponsoring customers. And
so you applied?
I applied. It was an entrepreneurship course with Strathmore. So we went I did the course. And during that course, it opened up other networks because I happened to meet Chris Senano. If you know Chris Senano was MD Telecom, and he's also a believer in startups. Okay. And at that time, was
this before Mugu Kibati or?
No, he was...
MD, okay. Mugu Kibati was CEO. Okay.
Mugu Kibati... Mugu Kibati was... there was... I don't know how the structure of Telecom.
It's a government company.
Yeah, but Chris was there. Yeah. And he used to run his own company called BlackRock. And so during the classes of Strathmore, we had a very interesting course where I come visit your business, you come visit my business. Then I tell you you tell your story and tell your challenges. And so one of my challenges, we are looking for more and more investors. And one guy there I used to know, a lady there called Jackie, connected me to Chris. There we went. I remember Chris gave us an appointment on Saturday. Then there we went to chat. Tumekuja, he was just there seated. He actually was wearing a short. Do you know how many startups were ahead of us? Like 10 startups ahead of us.
That morning,
waiting to pitch to Chris. And so we got the chance to pitch to Chris. Yeah. And Chris listened to us. He's like, how much are you making? Like, we're charging 20 bob. How much are you making? Like 50K.
Per day or per month?
Per month. It was literally nothing. Yeah. It's like, no. Go rethink your business model. Once you have a good business model, come back. And that was it. So we went and rethought the model and changed the model a bit to a subscription and transactional. So that at least we grow
enough cash flow.
Yes, we get some cash flows. And when we came back, and Chris, and anyway, a lot of investors are numbers people.
Yes.
He had accurate numbers. Last time you came here, you're 50K. Now you are at 200. So that's progress. And anyway, to cut the long story short, that's when he decided to invest in Presta. And from there, what happened? Yeah, so we decided, okay, fine, you've invested in us, we'll give you also the chairman of the board. And it has been a journey since then.
So you invested a substantial amount of money?
Yes. Yes, substantial.
To be a chairman of the board of Presta.
Yes.
You must have, and also you own quite amount of shares, right?
Yeah. So what we did when we were forming Presta, and also an advice to anyone building a company, is don't want to own everything of that company.
You might be owning everything of nothing.
You'll be owning everything of nothing. Yeah. So allocate yourself, leave some shares outside for
investment.
Future investment. Yeah.
So it's good actually having this conversation because, you are the person who actually got like a local investor, to just say the least.
Angel.
It's an angel investor, right?
Yeah, angel investor is like he believes in you even before
anyone else believes in you.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, and I think it's quite encouraging. And I would love to know, if you don't mind, like, how does that work when other investors come in or when you grow?
Yeah.
Is it a challenge? Is it much easier? What is that? Because nowadays, with people getting screwed left, right, and center by investors, people are starting to shy away from investment altogether, which I think maybe we need to refine the model or something. But since you have gone through the process.
Yeah, so you see, at the end of the day, lack of money is also very good. When you have money and a lot of it.
Yes.
Your problems, you don't think you can do anything. If I want to go to Mombasa, Maldives, if I want to hire the best engineers, I go poach from Safaricom, I go poach from Google. You bring them to workspace. But you see, for us, the kind of investment we are looking for was not a lot of money. We have this mantra that money is not the thing that transforms companies.
Yes.
Your biggest investor is actually your customer. That customer of yours, that is your biggest investor.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, every time we were raising money, it was purely for one thing.
To reach more customers. And make more customers more satisfied.
Yeah, but we're not getting money to get paid ourselves. Yeah. And that has always been our principle.
Okay.
We don't go for huge investments. We've seen a lot of startups crumble.
Yeah.
Because you see, you get a lot of money.
Yeah.
And that a lot of money is
comes with strings.
It comes with a lot of strings that you don't. It's someone, anyone who gives you money has interest.
Of course.
At the end of the day.
Of course.
So either his interest is to exit at some point.
And then some of that money doesn't get into your account.
They don't. Of course, not all of it is pushed to your account immediately. A lot of it is signing that you can access up to $1 million
per year.
But in real sense, what you get is money in bits.
Yeah.
And you see, at the end of the day, the only thing is there has to be synergy. At the end of the day, you have to remember that it is your customer that will help you grow.
For sure.
Yeah, it is not your
investor. Investor has invested in like 100 companies all over the world.
Yes.
So that's very, very important to share.
Yeah.
And in this case, you have seen some substantial growth with your company.
Yes.
Does it bring some good energy to your team to see that, okay, these guys, they had an angel investor, the dream is still really, fresh for the whole team, and you are growing. However slow but steadily, you're growing. When you acquire more new employees, as you have had with the growth, does it become a challenge for new employees to understand why you started this company?
That's a very interesting question, because the one thing that I've seen with a lot of companies, especially young companies, is you having proper organizational structures, or what you call corporate governance. And that has been a key turning point for Presta, because you can imagine you run a company that no one questions. No, you have no one who questions you. But now when you form what do you call it? Like a company structure, or like someone who to answer to. That every quarter there is a board meeting, and during this board meeting, it is purely to demonstrate
accountability.
That we gave you
X.
Or
we approved X.
Yes.
What is the impact?
Show us the Y. You get?
Yeah.
And that's a big thing, because you can't be a master of everything.
True.
You can't be a master of everything. Like for me and for us, for example, for me and Dugan, we realized both of us had engineering background. And engineering alone doesn't sell anything. So
true.
after some time, I realized now I have to figure out the
Business
commercial,
side,
the commercial bit of this business.
Yeah.
And now he focuses on the technical, and that's how we are able to have a very good synergy. That for me, I'm the guy who is outside there pushing the business out there, and you have to recruit. And one of the things that, to answer your question, is one of the advice that we got from the board is sometimes you have to hire people, pay them more than you're earning.
Yeah. That's very interesting.
Yeah, pay them more than what you're
because
earning.
they know what you don't. And they will bring more value to the company.
Exactly.
Than you are bringing.
Yeah. And even for Presta, we, as part of our journey, we at some point we had to do that. We had to find someone who had access to the SACCO market. You get, and then brought them in. And so to bring him in, of course, he's already working in somewhere that is earning very well.
True.
So other than just the vision, you have to pay him something that is, you have an employee who you're paying higher than yourself, and you're the one who is approving that payroll.
It looks like that. You looked at that check.
Yeah, and you are thinking twice.
Who is who in this company? But when you remember the value that this guy will bring, you're like, okay, I mean, it's about the value. So I think that was something else for the employees that you need to really build your value.
Yes.
To some extent that value is irresistible.
Correct.
In terms of how companies are willing to pay. And this reminds me the Netflix job that was going around for over almost $1 million
per year.
Per year. And everyone was like, what was that? And they were looking for a Java, serious Java engineer.
Okay.
With a couple of experiences, and also there are some specific things that he's supposed to know.
Okay.
And most guys actually gave up on the back end.
Yes.
JVM stuff.
Yes.
For obvious reasons.
Yes.
One was to debug throughout the night.
Yes.
And the weeks.
Yes.
But ideally, it pays off over time because if you even think about the banking system, most of them are legacy products which runs on these languages. For those who are doing engineering, those who want to pursue engineering, it pays off to understand deeper.
The deep.
Yeah. So that's interesting to see. And of course, I know a couple of guys who really make a lot of money within a short time because they know what they're doing.
Correct.
I've been sharing these in the community though, so that's why I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So you hire this guy who brings in
the SACCO market.
The SACCO markets.
Yeah.
Does he bring the value until today, or just one off?
Yeah, he's still part of the team to date.
Okay. So he's good at what he does.
But then you see, there is a lot of hypothesis that any entrepreneurship, and also us, we went on. We went to the SACCO market thinking that it is a touch and go. And only to realize that SACCO market operates in a very slow fashion. They are never in a rush. The whole idea is it's about pulling resources together. So it is literally, the decision making is multiple people. So just that. You want to aggressively market, and you wonder why are they not closing?
So you have to have a lot of patience.
You have to have a lot of patience. Of course, by then, we started as a very simple product, a product that can give loans, short-term loans.
Okay.
So someone goes to his phone or the USSD, dials,
can get that loan.
Say 1 month, pesa inaingia kwa simu. So we sold to SACCO 1, SACCO 2, SACCO 3. Which means
you label that SACCO to that brand, and then the end user doesn't know actually what is happening behind the scene, but that's Presta.
Yes. In fact, it is fully white labeled. If it is Ketepa, for example, is one of our clients, it's Ketepa. We went to the pilot SACCO, we went to Britam, we went to ICA. We managed to convince so many SACCOs, to small employee-based SACCOs, to join the platform. And then we realized, everyone in the technology space, all our competitors, just focus on one thing. Very core banking. So what most people refer like the back office solutions. And that's when we decided, why can't we be innovative? A lot of SACCOs today, 90% of SACCOs, or even 99%. If I want a loan, I have to go for a form somewhere.
Sure.
Physically. Sign that form. And SACCO is about guarantors. So I have to find my guarantors physically. Let them sign. And remember during COVID now, paper and exchanging contacts became something that is not right. Not right,
It was illegal actually.
It was illegal.
To be arrested for it.
And the best the SACCOs will offer was you write an email. Write an email here and there. And so what we did, we created an innovation. And this innovation was that you could digitally apply for this loan. Seek a guarantor digitally. So if I want Mike to guarantee me, I just search him from my phone book. Mike receives an SMS. And in that SMS, we created what we call an e-signature or an e-form. So the same SACCO form that you're signing today is the same form that you'll get. So that SMS has a link. And that link, when you click on it, opens the same loan application form. Only that now you don't need to fill anything. All you need to do is just to encrypt your signature. And once you sign, you can be in Mombasa, I can be in Eldoret, I can be in wherever and wherever. And I'm good to go. And I do my signatures and I'm done. So, and we started selling that particular product to these, to the big SACCOs out there. And we managed to get some. But as I told you, that was one of the biggest lessons that we learned. That SACCOs don't move with excitement.
That fast.
There's no SACCO you go and they're like, that's a bad product. Like, this is wow.
This is best. It will save us a lot of hours.
Save us a lot. But you now moving from that story
to closing the deal.
Closing the deal.
It might take how long has it ever
8
been?
months.
8 months.
8 months to a year. So it is one of the biggest learnings that we learned. And anyway, to date, we still have a couple of SACCOs. We've done very serious partnerships with a lot of core banking providers. And we are launching to more and more SACCOs.
Very nice.
There's a SACCO in Gong Road. They are called Wanaanga SACCO. This is the SACCO for the meteorological department. I remember this is a very good client of ours because we started very small with that technology. Today, they are not doing any paper anymore.
Oh, nice.
So all loan applications are digitally done.
You remind me when I was still at the university.
Yes.
With Banta. We tried to, when we were looking for more projects. So we went to meteorological center and said, guys, we had visited Netherlands and we saw one of the biggest solutions that you could provide is weather. And it was very important for the farmers because you see, now you can tell if it will rain, should I plow my land using tractors? Should I add some fertilizer? See, that information is very, very important. So he said, okay, for us, we might not go, we don't know any one organization for the farmers. But neighboring is a meteorological center, headquarters actually. So why don't we go and actually help them digitize and come up with a weather app that is just Kenya? Oh my goodness. The old guys there, I don't know if they're still old, they were so excited. And they said, this is actually something you have been looking for. But there's a meeting coming up where we'll go and discuss
these issues.
It will be one of our agenda. And after that meeting, we'll get in touch with you guys. Do you have your CVs with you? Do you have your business cards? Please leave them with our secretary at the door.
We'll call you.
Guess what? Several months down the line, you saw the tender getting floated with the specifics of what we pitched. And the rest is just history. So, guys, the guys who are in charge of this, department and organizations, and I'm happy to hear that you guys actually are helping them digitize the SACCO. It's one win story that I think let's be more accommodative of the innovation. It will create more jobs. Because I also realized that project was given to one of the relatives. Never materialized really well because they didn't really own it. But you see when Tom or someone or Kamau or Njoroge or Kipchichir creates a solution, they can actually create an employment that actually employs not only your cousin, not only your nephew, not only your brother or your sister, but it can create more opportunity for everyone.
Correct.
Fairly.
Correct.
Right? So that's something I thought I should share along the way.
Yeah.
But Tom, when it comes to SACCOs and digitizing the processes, data handling and all that, there's a law about data protection and all that.
Yeah.
And I know for sure when you're handling loans and people's from the SACCO, there's a lot of data flowing around.
Correct.
How are you guys managing that?
Yeah. So one is you have to comply to the Kenya Data Protection laws, the Kenya Data Protection Act. Yeah. Which we've already done that as a data processor and as a data controller. Yeah. But the actual controller is actually the SACCO. So the thing is, at the end of the day, I love a philosophy that Google has. Okay. And that philosophy says that don't be evil.
I think they took back that philosophy.
They took back
some few years back. But but it's a good philosophy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So at the end of the day, the point is, all these SACCOs entrust you with their information. Yeah. So at the end of the day, is you have to make sure that you're integral enough. Yeah. To ensure that you can get rich quickly. You can deposit 5 million in your account. And no one will notice. Yeah. But the reality is, at some point, someone will see. And a good name is better than a good check.
Even the Bible says something about a good name.
Yes.
So the Christians and the people who read the Bible and internalize it.
Yes.
They know what a good name is.
Yes.
So they say it's better than a fine wine or something, but it's in the Bible somewhere. So this is something actually that has been there for a long, long time. Yeah. And it's wisdom that you can share.
Yeah. But anyway, at the end of the day is, the biggest risk is the biggest risk to any of these opportunities or threats. It is actually your employees.
That's why I asked you, the guys who join you now and they don't really even understand. Some guys join and as the team grows, sometimes there's some oversight.
Yes.
And they don't know why you're doing this. Yes. For you, you're just trying to solve a problem that exists and actually that the customer sees the value in it.
Correct.
There's someone who will be coming for the check.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what, I'm broke this month.
And you see, so one of the things that we try and do, of course, you have to make sure that you identify all your threats and mitigate those threats. And if you've seen, a lot of SACCOs are hacked, by the way, and no one says. And most of the time, 90% of the time, it is a developer that used to work for Organization X.
Yes.
And they knew someone at that SACCO. And then they
do the deal.
They do the deal there and say, we can, for every 10,000 that is withdrawn, let's put 100 shillings. Yeah. And then because it's small monies.
It was to a lot of...
By the time the SACCO is realizing, they have lost 15 million. And by the time they investigate, at the end of the day, you have to put in a lot of these measures. Like for us, what we do is the way we are integrating with Safaricom for disbursement requires you to have certain keys. And so what we do for us is those keys are encrypted. So no one, including us, the founders, know what the key is. So it is the SACCO that know that this is the password that they put. At the database level, it is just an encrypted key.
Yeah.
So at the point of transacting, that's when it is decrypted and sent. I've talked too much jargon, but the ideally is you just make sure that
the system is secure.
You cannot be 100%, but those measures that you put ensure that they are safe and secure.
Yeah.
And anyway, let me tell you, where you are handling money, you will see the craziest of people.
Yes. Money is tempting.
When
to say the least.
money is very tempting. Even forget even us as Presta, as a service provider. Even the officials of the SACCO. Someone is a treasurer there. Someone is whatever
Chairman.
And the kind of deeds that they do, you're left wondering, what?
Yeah.
Or, someone registers like a phone number, get that phone number, takes a loan. So you see, at the end of the day, you have to just put in a lot of controls. And we've learned, experience teaches you. Yeah.
Have you paid the money that you didn't lose yourself to these guys?
Have you paid money?
Like someone, did some monkey business. And then, of course, they said, Presta is the system that is handling this money.
Yeah.
You have to pay this money.
No. But you see, at the end of the day, there's investigation that has to happen. And now when we realized that someone had too much rights, so he put in his sister, his brother, his cousin, and all of them took money. So when you realize such kind of it was genuine because he was an official of the SACCO. Yeah, but now what we put in is a lot of measures now. Even if you are an official, you have to have a maker and a checker, so that you can't have too much power by yourself. Okay. So yes, there are a lot of learnings. There are you have to work with the client. At the end of the day, customer obsession. As Jeff Bezos says, you have to be very obsessed with what the customer is facing at that particular point. Don't solve what you think. And anyway, any tech company has learned this the hard way.
Yes.
They think that they know.
Yeah. Until a lot of things
you don't know.
You keep learning. Yes.
You don't know. Go see what your customer is facing. And once you see what your customer is facing, now invest in those particular areas. And anyway, it's a learning journey.
So this actually leads me to ask something. Have you guys ever used this data to make financial decisions for either the customer or the SACCOs now that you have access to all this data?
Yeah, so what we do is we're able to advise the SACCO. For example, like our SACCO clients, and we also we have microfinance clients. Yeah. So we're able to tell them on certain trends. We're able to advise them on which products actually are going. Yeah, why don't create a 7-day product or don't create a 1-month product when your client only needs a 1 month or a 7 days loan. And some products come from a lot of experience. So you'll find that you have a SACCO that has some business and business people. All they are looking for is money today, and then they sort it at the end of the day. So money in the morning, sort it at the end of the day. But you find the organization, since they don't have data, they have created very products that don't really work for them. So once you have, we normally advise our clients from the data that we've learned or the data that we've seen from the system. We now use it to advise the client. Who are your best performing clients? Give them discounts, things like those.
So in these discussions, has it ever benefited the end user, which is now, or is it always your client? But the person who is the end user, who is the customer of your customer, never gets to benefit, even how his data is used?
At the end of the day, the customer or the member of the SACCO is actually the person you're solving the problem for.
Okay.
The SACCO is just a partner to help you solve that particular problem.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, for example, if you are to create a product, that product has to serve that particular customer. So even for our e-learning platform, we have gone through a lot of iterations just by listening to the customer. Because initially we started with a USSD process. Someone applies. But when you listen to the customer, we realize that they want a very smooth process. And anyway, at the end of the day, to answer your question, is at the end of the day, you have to position the product to serve the customer. Yes.
That's very interesting, because my next question would be around the platform itself, has it ever been hacked?
So so you see, hacking is a very big word, and a lot of even the circles don't really understand what hacking is. Hacking is meaning that you've intruded the system and diverted money here and there. Lucky enough, if you look at how we are doing our security, we host with the best technology providers or cloud service providers that have put in resources and security measures to make sure that the platform is safe. So what we will not say that we've really been hacked. What we've experienced before is people misusing their rights.
Oh, okay. I see. So it's a people problem.
It's a personal problem. It's a personal problem. But all in all, we have a team that continuously ensures that our systems are safe. Yeah. So we at the end of the day, it's called resilient, being cyber resilient. That you are continuously identifying threats and mitigating those particular threats. And as I told you, anytime you handle money, and for example, I can say like last year, we did loan disbursement of close to 2 billion.
Yes.
Among all the lenders combined.
Yes.
So you see, it's very easy to miss 20 million.
True. Yeah.
Because you see, it's a lot of transactions. People applying loan, applying loan.
Yeah.
So you have to be very keen in terms of your security measures.
True. Yeah. So, Tom.
Yes.
There's a time you started some hospitality business. I don't know if it's you or your partner, but I saw it actually, and actually marketed it very aggressively.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So, so my wife, happens to love hospitality.
Okay.
Yeah. So so I remember us visiting the Coast region at some point.
Yeah.
Then you were like, how much money are we paying these guys? So we started our own the B&Bs.
Yes.
And we did a couple of them.
Yeah.
And to date we still own a couple of own and run a couple of B&Bs business.
Yeah.
So I'll say it is another side of business that I am invested in, but mainly run
by your partner.
My partner, yes. Yeah. Oh, so because you saw it somewhere.
No. Yes, you actually pushed it in a couple of your platforms, and I happened to
even to my friends. I remember pushing to a couple of friends.
I'm like, this. I thought even about it by the way, and also I invested.
No, it is. I like it because it is disrupting the traditional hotel business. Because you realize that most of the people, when you travel, you most of the time you want to get you the same home experience that you had
back
when you come from. So. It's another business idea, business opportunity that we tried, and it's still going. To date, I think we have a couple of them running.
Yeah. Do you think if someone builds the same experience in Africa, the app, not the whatever, do you think it would be different in terms of how the look, feel, how
Yeah. So you realize that even now that I am in that space. You'll find that most of the business you'll get is actually by referral.
Yes.
So unlike the West where people don't talk,
they're not so social.
They're not so social. In Africa, it is. It is. I know Mike. Akona nyumba Meru.
Yes.
I don't know how to translate that.
I have a house in Meru.
So the B&B style is such that you have to go to B&B, find a house there, and then search. But here we want to recommend to get referrals here. So. Yes, there's a big opportunity in that space. And you've seen the threats that have happened in this year, where people are being hacked. And you realize, yes, while the referral process works very well, but it still lacks the authenticity of trusting who is You know, like right now, you just get a phone call. Hey, nimepewa namba yako na mic. You know, and you don't even know who that person is.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, there is an opportunity, especially for anyone who wants to get into that space, to do things like verification. Yeah. That by the time I'm coming, I have a profile that has been scored and said that this guy, one is good, has been referred by 1, 2, 3. Basically mimic how we do things in Africa, not how we do things the BNB style or the bookings.com style.
And even this goes to dating now that, you know, life is becoming busy.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a friend of mine who is building something. But when he launches, you'll see it.
The dating space?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's tired of Tinder. I like his. I've seen the background of the solution, and I like it actually. If it gets to launch, it will be a game changer.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities in Africa.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Even like for example, our product, we've gotten a lot of inquiries beyond Kenya. So we are currently doing implementation in Zambia.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and also in Botswana. There's also a SACCO in Botswana.
Okay. So have you launched there or just
no, we are doing the implementation.
Okay.
We're doing implementation.
Okay.
So
you're just based in Kenya for now?
Yeah, we're based in Kenya. We're not. It's basically a client that got SOAS online, inquired.
Okay. Said, why not?
Why not? So we right now we are doing integration with a bank in Zambia. Yeah. So the thing is, I remember one of the big guys telling me, stop thinking too small. As Kenyan entrepreneurs, we think too small instead of asking ourselves, what is the addressable market? Yeah, what is the addressable market in? Forget Kenya. What is the addressable market in Africa?
Even in the world.
Yeah, in the world. Yeah. Like I've seen India starting to compete with US.
Yes.
And they are doing very, very amazing products at half the cost.
For sure.
Yeah, we are partners with a company called Zoho.
Yeah, I know Zoho.
Yeah, so Zoho is an Indian-based company. We started using Zoho during this journey of entrepreneurship. At some point, we wanted an invoicing solution, and as I was Googling, I found Zoho, and from there, I wanted a very cheap accounting. You know, that time you're running a startup.
Yeah, you want something affordable.
You want something that is free.
Not even affordable. Okay.
Free, yeah. By the time you start making money, you are paid. And Zoho walked the journey with us.
Okay.
And that's at some point we thought, we can also run this as can also consult to companies. Yeah. That needs this kind of solutions. Yeah. Like, for example, the SACCO clients that take our product for loan management, they still need an email, they still need an office solution, they still need a CRM, for example, they still need a help desk solution. Yeah. So that's why we decided, we signed a partnership agreement with Zoho. And told them that we can help you push this thing amongst our clients. Oh,
so it's more of a partnership.
Yes, a partnership agreement. So, and we augment Presta together with all these products because we want our clients to know us as a solution provider. A person who solves my problems.
One-stop shop.
A one-stop shop to solve my problems. So, and we've done that for a couple of years. And we still are as our partner until even they came. Oh, okay. By the time we were signing partnership, they were not in Kenya.
Yes.
Now they have set up shop in Westlands.
Oh, nice.
And now it's even making the sales process
very nice,
very easy and straightforward.
Now that we're talking about collaboration, you use a lot of Africa Stocking APIs. Which one do you use? Please tell us about them.
So I remember Africa Stocking is an interesting journey because I started using Africa Stocking in school, in a school project. And at that time, we wanted to build up a product that can send SMS.
Yes.
You remember when you were doing projects?
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the requirements of my project was to send SMS. So I Googled, I found Africa Stocking. And we started using Africa Stocking. And we've continuously, since 2010.
Yes.
Since 2012. I know, 2012 thereabout.
Yeah.
We've continuously used Africa is Talking. We started with SMS, went to voice because we run a call center that people call us.
Yeah.
That is actually using Africa is Talking APIs.
Nice.
Now we went to USSD. Now we started with shared USSD.
Now you're dedicated.
Now we're dedicated USSD.
Very nice.
So Africa is Talking has been a good partner. Even one thing I've liked is over time they have really stabilized. There's a lady called Mary Claire.
MC.
Mary Claire.
You call her MC.
I knew her a couple of years ago. And she will text my phone at Sunday.
On Sunday.
On Sunday. That tells you how dedication she has.
Shout out to Mary Claire.
Shout out to her. She's a very good, I don't know what she does right now.
VP customer experience.
But she's very good. Yes. And anyway, we've collaborated with Africa is Talking. Now we are going to Malawi. We still propose to the client to use Africa is Talking APIs. So anyway, as you've rightly said, you have to collaborate. You find a problem, Africa is Talking solves it, don't reinvent it.
Yes. Yeah. So actually, this was actually off the mic where I was having a side chat, like how African companies need to rethink in terms of how do you work together. Yes. Because at the end of the day, you don't have all the time and resources to do everything.
Yes.
And even if you did everything, you would not do it as perfect as, someone who does their day-to-day, right?
Yeah.
So collaboration is the key. And the beauty of Africa Talking, as you've heard, is that if you're scaling throughout Africa, it's a good partner. And of course, actually, since last year, we are more focused on our customers and how can they scale. What do they need? Also introducing them to some of our clients. Because you see, serving Africa-wide, you get different clients who have different needs. But
Correct.
some of your other customers actually provide those needs.
Correct.
A good example is payment. We used to offer payments and we eventually stopped.
Yeah, you realize.
But now we recommend some of our payment customer to the people who are looking for payment solution.
Yes.
So, and this is good. We have been working with telcos across Africa, doing some ABUs with them. So that collaboration actually find a lot of growth in it, both ways, for both someone who is giving a gig and the gig that you're giving them. So it's a way to go. It's a future. Before we leave the dating that I mentioned earlier, I had a question around it.
Yeah.
How has been your dating life as a tech bro? You're the guy who could get into I remember during our school days, get into your house at 6. You leave there at 7:30 going to class. Yeah, when we have a early class. Don't have a early class, you'll see you at 11. How has been your dating? Because now I know you're married, you have a family. How was that journey?
So you want the dating side, side of the story?
Yes.
No,
most tech bros are suffering.
Yeah. So, and then it's very hard to find a spouse that actually understands your entrepreneurship journey.
Yes.
They don't understand why you should not get a job.
And leave the house at 8 and come back at 7.
No, 7. What do you mean? Midnight.
Yes. Drunk, a bit drunk.
No, at times it's work.
Okay.
At times it's work. At times sometimes we have a client that has to be delivered. So we'll sleep in the office.
Okay.
Transnight. By the time we are leaving, that's done.
Yeah.
So the dating journey has been. You have to, find so many people by the time you settle to one. But so you have to. I'll say that my journey has been good.
Yeah.
I have a very supportive partner. We do a lot of businesses together. Yeah.
You're spoken like a married man.
But on our side, it has most in any good thing.
Yeah.
You know, in that iceberg, you don't see.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't see what is under.
Yeah, I was not interested in marriage. Marriage has its own story.
you just wanted the dating.
We'll talk when maybe 10 years later. I wanted maybe before, because you see there is that journey where now you're saying you're looking for different partners.
Correct.
Maybe this doesn't work. Maybe this one wants this that you can't provide, or maybe they want this kind of person. You are not that person. So how was that? Because you see, there are so many, as I said, guys who want to pursue, even engineering in general. It's time consuming. Sometimes you need some focus. Sometimes, there's something you need to work on. You don't need, you don't have much time on your hands. So I don't know if for you was it easy. Maybe you met 2-3 people. The fourth one was the right one.
It was difficult. Because you have to kiss so many frogs, as they say. Yeah. Before you actually find the right frog.
Yes.
And anyway,
so you still find the frog.
And at the end of the day, there is no. You realize that you leave this one for this one. Yeah. The mistake you found here, you find another one here. So at the end of the day, dating has its own experience. So my advice will be to you have to make a decision at the end of the day. There's no perfect person. You just have to take it and munabungangania uko mbele. Nabambania uko mbele as you go. I don't know what your experience is.
Mine I'll share one day. But it was I mean, it is, I will not say more or less the same, but it was a bit, because for me, I set out my mind long time ago on what I want, how I want it, and
did you find it?
Path. Yeah, of course.
After how many tries?
Anything that you're looking for, you'll find it. After how many tries? Just 2 or 3. Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah. But of course, there are those who just say, okay, this is not it. Yeah, even before it starts, you're like, okay. If I buy gift, like the Gen Zs are saying nowadays. Yeah, so please, as we come to close, what is your parting shot? The guys who are, starting up, starting their journey. Because there are guys who maybe just registered a company a few minutes ago. And they're like, I'm going to make billions. So what do you have to say to that person?
So my parting shot is there is a lot of opportunities in this country. One of the things that you need to explore or you need to do is to diversify or basically diversify your networks. At the end of the day, it's not only about products. Even if you have the best product in the world, it has to be sold to someone. And that element of selling, you have to figure out how to do it. So my parting shot to you is grow your networks and expand. That is how you'll expand your business.
Very nice. And maybe talk to us listeners for subscription, like, and whatever, and directly to them, please. And they also talk a bit about Presta for those who don't know about Presta.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we at Presta, we are revolutionizing the lending space. We want to disrupt how lending is done in this market. And that is exactly what we do. We work with a lot of microfinance. We work with a lot of circles. That is our core business. I'm glad to be part of this webinar, and I will encourage you to subscribe and hit that like button.
Podcast.
Oh, podcast.
Thank you so much, Tom. And we're really honored for you to grace this podcast. We're trying to tell authentic African stories. We have just started, and we are growing as
doing well.
Yeah. And thank you for everyone who have found our stories really educative. You have shared a cup of wisdom, and you have seen it. Good to subscribe. We really appreciate. Even some of them commenting, giving feedback, recommending tools. I remember when we started with one mic, my producer, videographer, photographer, everything is behind this camera. And here we are today, and I love it. But we made it our habit to close with African proverb, and we borrowed this from Spice FM, where we have Ndu and these other guys who I like listening to. It's a sober conversation, most of the time. And today's proverb will come from Swahili. Tumia ulichumiacho kale. What this proverb means in English is that use what you have put together or hand in early days.
Okay.
So early days could be today for you. So whatever you learn today is an investment to your future. So for this and many more episodes, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, we are in all podcasts across the spectrum. That is Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and many other podcasts that, whichever is your favorite, please tune in and show some love. Until next time, I'm Michael Kimani, and this is courtesy of Africa's Talking in collaboration with Impact Masters. See you.